Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Underhood Show presented by Hambelton Ford. My name is Phil Nightingale. I'm the general manager, and Josh Prophet, our service director. Morning, gentlemen. We've got a few guests in the house, don't we?
We do.
Yes, sir.
Did you guys get any sleep last night?
You know, Phil, I was tired.
I bet you were, too.
Gosh, you believe it or not, I did wear it out. I just kept telling Steve last night, I'm tired. I was exhausted.
Anyway, we got Bobby and Steve here for, what is you got a name for your
Stall Racing.
Stall Racing.
A title.
475-80 class. I mean, that we know big shots. We just like to put on a little show and go.
Someone had a pretty good time slip last night, I saw.
Oh, yeah. We went out there and this is what it's, guys, this is so exciting. I mean, it keeps you at the edge of the seat. We get up there and Warren's right in front of me, and Warren normally runs right on. And he blows the tires away. And then Mike Seacrest gets on the other lane. He goes out there and cracks off a 471 with a 1. And I get up there and I crack off a 470 with a 6. So, that's what's exciting. Now, just because you cut that good time slip don't mean you win the race, because you still got to be on your game on the light.
Yes, you do.
I'm not kidding you. And Warren and Mike Seacrest are some of the best on the lights. And here I'm just a little peon. So I try to compete with them guys.
It's a little fun out of Kansas International Dragway last night and tonight, right?
Yes. Last night was a good night, fun night. They had some things going on there. And then tonight is the final show on the Ozark Mountain Super Shifters. So tonight you really want to be
They're actually shifting, huh?
Oh, yeah. So tonight you really want to be there because that's exciting. And then we'll have pro mods and stuff like that. We're going to do more talking about that later on in the show.
All right, perfect. Hey, we got a caller on the phone already, so let's get the phones ringing. 316-462-3673. We're going to get Bernie on the line here real quickly with us. But before we get going, Josh, while you're waiting for that call, I'm going to rattle off with a price package. Each and every caller that calls in the show, you get our Works, which is an oil change, tire rotation, $10 to Mel's Diner, $10 for Ford Pass Rewards, some BG products, nitrogen for your tires, and I think I got everything there.
I think you got everything.
Trying to get in there.
Can I go out of the room and call in?
Sure.
I want a package like that. What the heck?
Sure. 316-462-3673, and is Bernie coming on live here? And Bernie, you're live with Under the Hood. Go ahead.
Oh, yes. Hey, I just moved back to Wichita, and I missed your radio show, so I finally found you.
Yeah.
I have a question. It's kind of a tire question. I have a late model 2019 Hyundai Sonata, and the car doesn't have very many miles on it, about 20,000. And I noticed that when I drive down the highway, I get this wah, 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 and it sounds like it's coming from the rear of the car. And I don't know, is that indicative of a tire problem or a bearing problem? What do you think?
Yeah, so there could be a couple of things going on with that thing. It could be the way the tires are wearing that's causing that. The other thing, you could have a wheel bearing that's maybe making some noise there as well. And so you said that it doesn't have very many miles on it. And the other thing I was thinking of is you could have a tire that's actually flat spotted as well that would kind of make an audible noise, or could make an audible noise, but typically you would feel that. There's no vibration or anything when you're driving it?
No, there's not. It's just this annoying sound, and it really shows up at about one speed, and then because the faster you get, the faster the harmonics, or whatever you want to call it. So and you can't hear the boom boom boom, but you can hear something. And typically about 40 miles an hour, which is what you drive around at in Wichita.
Yeah. Just about everywhere you go, right?
Crazy.
Yeah. So what we'll do, in addition to the package that you'll get for calling into the show, we're going to go ahead and throw a diagnostic on there, and we'll take a look at that at no charge to you. Just main thing, want to make sure all those
Okay.
wheel bearings and everything are okay. And then if it is the tires, see if there's a way that we can rotate them that will help wear them better to where that's not as big of an issue. If the tires are too far out of alignment, or you've been running them out of alignment too far, really about the only repair for that is to replace them. But we can look at that as well. And then you also said that, they might be older tires. We need to be looking at the DOT date, the age of that tire as well, and just make sure, just because a tire's in good shape as far as tread wise, there's an age limit to tires as well. So
out of age, because it was a new automobile. I bought it 2 years ago, but that would be that would be really disappointing if I bought old tires on a new car. Well, anyway, I missed your show. I'm glad I'm back. So,
hey, I got a story for you. My wife's car sounded just like that. I could have swore it was a wheel bearing, and it ended up being the tires. I mean, I'm a mechanic and everything, and I was going to look at the wheel bearing and everything, and I got looking at it, and some of those bands break in the tires, and they'll cause that same problem. So I would suggest, the tires more than anything, to be honest with you.
Yep. We'll take a look at it and see just exactly what's going on with it and what it's going to take to get it quieted down and fixed up for you. All right.
And I thought I wanted to tell you, pat it back for supporting that race day the other day at the raceway for the police and the people that like to race, drag the cars. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that was a very good event for sure.
I heard about that.
Well, that was nice.
That was crazy, wasn't it?
It was crazy. They had police at 96 and Ridge with traffic.
Yeah, stopping them from getting off because it was so full.
Yes.
Yeah, I heard
it was great. It was a great turnout.
That was awesome.
Can't wait to do it again. It's going to be fun.
Bernie, thanks for calling, and you have a good rest of your day, okay?
All right. You made my day. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Anyway, got a comment I got to throw up on the screen here real quick. Bobby is sleeping.
I just woke up. I'm kidding you. Is that what they said? I ain't kidding you. I slept in this morning. Who said I'm sleeping?
He's getting his rest so he can
I gotta be ready for tonight. Trust me. There ain't no joke. You saw it last time, Bill.
Yes, I did.
That Mike Seacrest, he treated me, and boy, I'm telling you, it was a exciting finish. But wow, it's crazy. So I gotta rest here, so I'm ready for tonight.
All right, sounds good. Okay, so anyway, it's the Fall Nationals, right? Is that what it's called out there?
Yes.
It's Fall Nationals out of Kansas International Dragway.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a fun time out there tonight. You guys got some sponsors you need to thank, and you got two different classes. You got a 470 class and a 580.
Actually, three.
There's three.
Yeah,
okay.
we first time we were doing this this year, we brought in a 7.0 index class.
Okay.
Kenyatta.
Yeah,
Kenyatta. He wanted us to put something together for the slower cars, and we did. So hopefully. We got to go out and raise money for these classes too. So hopefully if people turn out for that, we have plenty of money to put in those classes, and I'll make sure there's money for their time. But if cars don't show up, I'm not just going to pay them to make one pass down the racetrack, so
right.
We'll keep it for another race. But the thing is, we want participation. If we go out and do this, we want people to show up. So,
okay. So now put this together. You got a 470, a 580, and then a 7.0, right?
Yes, sir.
So now that's the 8th mile. So what's that calculate into a quarter mile about?
Okay. The 7 is a low 11, high 10.
Okay.
So you're talking a lot of your bracket racers that would usually be in a bracket. Since we come down from the quarter mile to the 8th mile, that gives us ability to cater to a lot of different individuals in a different racing spectrum. So if you have something that runs a little faster than that, you can back off. If you're almost there, depending on the weather conditions, you might have to spray a little bit or, turn it up a little bit and get a little bit faster. But we had 3 individuals last night show up, which is promising just because of the fact that usually on Friday night, not everybody shows up, but we're hoping that we'll have those 3 and hopefully maybe get a good, 6, 7, 8 car count we really enjoy it. I know this weekend is going to be a little bit of a challenge. The track is actually doing their bracket points racing to get ready to go to Topeka. So we've talked to a couple bracket racers, and they said they're going to try to do the dual roll deal like Bob's doing in the 580 and the 470. It just gets to be a little bit challenging when you got to jump out of when you're doing the pro and the super pro and things like that, and then come back up and jump in and get back around. But these guys, they do it every day or every weekend, so it's not a big deal for them. So we're hoping that it turns out to be a good event.
And I'm planning on bringing a 7.0 car.
Are you? What are you bringing?
67 Camaro.
67 Camaro.
Yeah, I haven't even messed with this. I'm just gonna check the time and come out and bring it out and see what he'll do too. So if I get in 3 classes, that's crazy, but we'll see.
That is kind of crazy. I kind of wonder, where's my time? There it is. What
I just love racing,
So in my GT500, I run a 7.68 when I took it out there the other night. So could I run the 7.0 class? No, I'd get beat because I moved my 6.
Well, you're going to leave 6 on the table.
Yeah.
60 on the table, but you never know.
Get them at the light.
Anything can happen.
Get them at the light.
Get them at the light. You run that instant green. It's all fun. I mean, Steve got up there last time. Of course, Steve was running good, and this guy, he was running super pro, and he gets up there and he forgot he was supposed to look at the green light. He was looking at the normal lights, and boy, Steve was gone. The guy, I think he realized since Steve left, he realized the light was on because Steve was gone. He was still looking at the top bulb. It was funny, but you got to keep your head in the game. Well, last night, me and Steve, we were side by side in the 580 class.
Yeah,
and I think you treated me.
I did, but then he sprayed on me on the big end and went around me.
Yeah, I got a little bottle on the copper tone, and we left, and I think he got me a little bit on the tree. But Steve,
since you little juice at him and got him.
Yeah, I couldn't let it. You finish always counts, and I popped the button. That nitrous is
that's
really
a lot of fun, isn't it?
Yes.
I remember the first time I put nitrous on a car, my 87 Trans Am. And the very first time I hit that throttle, I mean, oh my God, it's so much fun.
It's worse than drugs. I can tell you that. It is because it's addictive, man.
Especially when you're the guy in the other lane. I mean, you see, you're neck and neck, and then all of a sudden, it's like he's got another motor in his car, and he goes right past you. So
just by hitting a button, Phil, that's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, what do we got, Steve? You want to go through our sponsors? We got some other things.
Tonight. I mean, come out tonight. It's spectators $15. I mean, that's unheard of for a event like this. This is your fall nationals. Usually, you're up there around $20-$25. Talk to Dave Dawkins and JR. Bring your cooler out. Bring the kids out. Obviously, under 12 and under is free. We're going to start running our eliminations tonight at 6. We're going to do some more time trials and some tests at 2 and 4. The entries that we have going on right now is the 580, or let me start at the 470 or 70. 70 is $30. $35 to get in. That does include your tech card. So come out, get your tech card. Go up there and get teched in, and you'll be ready to go. The 580 is $40. Same thing, includes the tech card. The 470 is $50 and includes the tech card. So you come out there at the gate, let them know that you are there to race in one of our classes, and they will give you the the tech sheet, so you can go over there and get teched in. Those guys are real good. They're usually, get you teched in about, just less than a couple minutes and get you up there and get some racing started.
So what time does everybody need to show up?
If you want to come watch us, just test our cars. I would say, it's going to be warm today. I'd say come out, 4 or 5.
Well, I'd say if they want to see the qualifying, 3 o'clock.
Yeah, 3 o'clock. You'll be able to see a lot.
Elimination is going to start at 6.
At 6. Yeah,
so
Dave.
They're going to shoot for that.
Yeah.
So you want to be at least either by 5:30.
Yeah. And then I got some stuff here I just wanted to say real quick. Dave sent me over this morning. We have another event on October 8th and 9th. It's the LSX Innovation Streetcar Shootout. They're going to do some quarter-mile index, and we'll do the stall racing and the Baker index classes. We're going to be giving away Wallies to 6 champions. So in these classes, the champions are actually going to get Wallies, and everybody knows me, I love Wallies, and I've never had one, so I got to get me a Wally.
Steve wants one so bad.
If you win one and you're holding it and I didn't win, watch your back.
It's up for grabs.
The other thing is, the Ozark Mountain Super Shifters. I tell you what, if you've never seen these guys, you are missing out. These guys are spectacular. They run times that we run, but these guys are banging gears. I mean, they're just flat getting it done. We're lazy. We like the automatics.
And you hear the RPMs, man. It just sounds like they're screaming all the way through.
Yeah, it's just crazy, and but we really enjoy it. And last night they had the what was it, the Divas, the ladies out there last night.
Yeah,
they were running their stuff. It was really nice to see everybody out there again. We definitely appreciate all the support locally that we get here. I mean, we know you have the opportunity to go to other facilities. There's a lot going on, but racing doesn't happen all year. You can always go to the fair next weekend. And
then go to the fair tomorrow.
Well, yeah,
right.
Go to the fair tomorrow. But no, we definitely appreciate it. We want to keep this thing going. I've been assured, don't worry about the track up here. It's going to stay going one way or another. Whatever support we got to give it and whatever we got to do, we got to get 50 owners to go in, and we're going to do it and make it happen. We're going to keep, I know a lot of rumors going around, the track's going away.
There is a lot of rumors and stuff going on there too, Steve. And this town needs a drag strip, and I think we'll have a drag strip one way or another. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, Randall McRoberts, where's the race at? It's Kansas International Dragway. Good morning, James Furman, and good morning, Mike and Lisa Post. Just got that pulled up on the screen. Sorry. Anyway, so Kansas International Dragway is where it's at tonight.
Yep.
But,
63rd and Ridge.
Yep.
61st, 63rd and Ridge.
Yep.
So anyway, I mean, touch on that track for a minute. Yeah, JR and Dave are pulling out for the next year and looking for someone to buy the equipment, stuff like that too. Mm-hmm. Haven't heard anything there too, but there is a lot of rumors running around. Don't listen to all the rumors, I guess is what you say.
No.
Yeah, there's enough of us that are still around, and we'll do what we got to do to make it happen. We enjoy it.
Yeah,
we enjoy all the support, the sponsorships.
It's so close to Wichita. It's a blessing. We get done racing, had a hard day, heat day, stressful day, tense day, and when you go home, you don't have to drive and fall asleep, Bill.
Fall asleep.
We can get home without falling asleep. But if you have a long drive, sometimes you weave from one side to the other.
You got to leave that sleep at the light.
Yeah.
And we wanted to remind everybody the passing of Marty Chance. We're going to be out there tonight. We're going to have a moment of silence and just recognize.
It wasn't Marty and Neil.
Or I'm sorry, Neil Chance. All the accolades that he had throughout his career. When I think of converters and transmissions,
you want to talk about a true racer.
Yeah, I'm thinking about a guy that basically set the standard in this industry, and God bless him and his family. And we enjoyed the time that we had here with him, and just appreciate everything that he's done.
Man, he was a contributor big time to the racetrack. He was out there when I was racing, and he was out there every weekend. I'm not kidding. He was a trooper.
Guy was a very intelligent man. Very intelligent man. So we're going to go ahead and get to our sponsorships.
You bet. Let's see who you guys got for each class, and you're going to start with the 580 class first.
Well, I think we're doing 7.
No, we say it's 70 and 580.
So the money that we get for those two are
specifically.
Yep.
Okay, I got you.
So we're blending the 70 with it.
Got you. So
I'm going to throw glasses on because I'm.
I got some more here too.
We'll start at the bottom here. So On Target Automotive here in Wichita, that's Don and Wade. Mm-hmm. Definitely appreciate.
And they're a new sponsor.
Yeah,
they're a new sponsor. Kenyatta found them, and we really are proud to have them on hand to be a sponsor, and hopefully they can keep helping us out. You know what I'm saying? So new sponsors come along all the time, and we're very blessed that they want to do that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, without them, it doesn't happen. So
right.
And
me and Steve can only put so much money in, can't we, Steve?
Yeah, feel like we're racing in debt.
Yeah.
Obviously, Phil Nightingale and Mel Hambelton here, and Lisa here. Phil, we can't say enough. I mean, just thank you for everything you do. It's been a great year.
I want to talk about that. Mel Hambelton, and I will tell you guys, they put a ton of money in racing, and they have a lot of parts, a lot of fittings like you wouldn't believe on the wall. They got so many fittings on the wall, I don't even know where they're at. I have to ask someone to help me.
I didn't know what I'm looking for. The wall from hell.
Yeah, and I don't know what I'm looking for, and I spend 15 minutes looking on the wall, and I have to ask the guy, and he'll look it up in the book, and he'll know exactly where it's at. So what I'm saying is, if you need anything from them guys, come down to Melham to help support them, because they put a ton of money. They always believe putting money back out to the people and back into the racing field will come back around in a circle. So make sure you try to do that. I always try to go to people that do contribute back into the racing field.
But it's just not parts. I mean, you got racing suits, you got tires. I mean, you got rims.
Oh yeah, they got everything.
Fuel, the whole. I mean, I'm a big believer in that. Keep the money here. Obviously, there's some things that you could go to other, jegs and stuff for that you have to get. But if you can't find it here, you probably shouldn't be on your car.
Well, if they don't have it in stock, they can order it for you. They'll get it for you.
But I mean, I really appreciate that. I mean, I'm just 2 minutes up the road. So if I need something,
easy, right?
I'm right there. So then we got Partridge Roofing. That's Paul. He's there in Newton. Any needs that you have for your roofing. It's been kind of light on the weather this year. We haven't had it, but one storm and you'll need that roof replaced.
Right.
In
Paul's
Kansas,
a big contributor for racing.
I've got a new roof every about 5 years since I've been in my house the last 20, so can't complain about that. Valley Center Sonic, Rick Bernard, he's there in Newton, big contributors, always in there giving us money, taking care of us.
He owns a bunch of Sonics.
Does he have a bunch of them?
Oh yeah, a bunch of them. Yeah,
yeah.
And Rick loves racing, and he likes 81, round stuff too. He likes them both. And Rick, man, he dropped the check off in the box at the house, and he called me and said, Bob, it's in there, and didn't have to chase him down or nothing. Rick loves helping out,
Yep. Then we got Next One Trucking. That's Kenyatta. Huge. Kenyatta's been a great contribution to me and Bob as far as helping us find money, talking to people. I mean, if you talk to Kenyatta, he's one of those guys that's just always full of good, positive energy. I mean, just a great guy to be around.
And he'll make you laugh. He's got a good heart.
Yeah.
Kenyatta's got a
great guy.
Big heart.
Great guy. A Clear Direction, Mario Williams. And Mario, Kenyatta said he is going to drag you out to the track tonight, whether you like it or not. So come see your.
I think, honestly, Mario's a good contributor, but I think Mario's a little bit scared.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm going to call him out a little bit. I'm calling him out. Mario, I hit him up the other day. I said, Mario, and he goes, Troy, I think what happened, since he knows me and you're in that 580.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, the Mario, he kind of hide a little bit. I'm going to call him out.
Yeah, I mean,
Mario, can you hear me, Mario? Okay, but I think that you're a little bit scared. And Kenyatta knows too, deep down inside.
Yeah. Yeah, he told me last night, he said, Steve, I'm going to come race you because I can't beat Bobby. And I said, well, I tell him like I tell Charles, everybody's got to have a dream.
He's got to quit saying he can't.
Yeah.
I mean, you already beat when you say you can't. Hey, anything can happen.
Yeah. But thanks, Mario. We definitely appreciate that. I think, most of these individuals and their companies, they've contributed every single race that we've had this year.
Mario's a good contributor. Yeah.
So,
he owns Clear Direction. If you guys have
what's Clear Direction?
It's a rehabilitation center. Like, you have
alcohol, drugs,
drinking, and
where's
all
he
that.
Out of?
They send you over there. He's right over here on Hydraulic.
Right over here on
Wichita.
300 block of South Hydraulic, I believe it is. Yeah.
And Mario, man, he's been doing that for years. Yep. And so if you have any kind of drug rehabilitation, anything, he'd take care of you.
Yep. CJ's Automotive, they're out in Newton, and CJ's Automotive and Tire. Dave Norman up there. You got any issues with tires, automotive, checking things like that? I mean, that guy's
he loves racing, and he's a very good contributor. He puts a lot of money into the track on top of our sponsor day. He gave Dave a lot of money for his sign and stuff like that. So he loves racing.
Yep. And then the company I work for, Acme Doc, anything that works around the food distribution, that's us. We can't, if I could talk the boss into giving $1,000 a week, I would, but he doesn't do that. He helps me out a little bit, and I throw my own in and just try to get that purse up there, get these guys to come out there and, wet their tongue a little bit and see what they can do.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what's the winner? What's the pay in the 580 and 70 class? Or have you figured that out yet?
Well, it's kind of up in the air, and the reason why we say that is because some of the money that we have for the 580 and the 470, we were going to use to go over into the 70 index class.
Yep.
So it's it's definitely going to be the same or more than it was last race that we had.
Now, mind you, okay, we have plenty of money on the books to put in these classes. But the key is I want participation. Yeah. I don't want to.
We can't pay for three guys.
I don't want to put $1,000 out there and you go down the track one time and make it. I mean, if we have a lot of participation, hey guys, I get excited and I'll bring more money in that class.
Yeah. I think
So,
we had talked about at
Isn't
one
that
point.
fair?
I agree with you.
One point in time, we talked about a minimal 6-car field. I mean, I think that's fair.
And we
6-car
have the
field.
money. The money is not the question. And there's
Just how many
days-
cars you're going to get in that class.
There's days we have good participation, and then I'll go in there and say, hey guys, we just added another $200 on the pot. Or
Yeah.
$400, you know. So that's what I like to see, because I want people to be excited when they get out there and win.
So you really don't know what you're going to have yet with the 7-0 participation on the 7-0.
The
yet.
last race we had 700 for first, and then we had.
I mean, on the 7-0 class, you really don't know how many people are going to participate yet.
No,
You don't.
and that one could pay more than any of them. To be honest with you,
If you get it more, yeah.
if we have a ton of people there, I'll put more money in it. That ain't the issue.
Okay.
I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So
Get it.
Okay, do we have anybody we want to talk to, and then I'll get on my
No,
sponsors?
go ahead.
All right.
Let her go, buddy.
Okay, this is the class, the 7-0 470 class. We always got to talk about 7-0 because, like I said, Kenyatta came to me and said, Bobby, I think that there's a lot of cars out there. And I said, man, that's just that much more running and trying to find sponsorships and stuff like that. And believe it or not, guys, a lot of people don't realize I'll take a whole day and I'll stop in the morning and I'll start running my sponsors down and trying to get hooked up with them and then getting a check and them leaving it. And, you know, that's a lot of work.
Yep, it is.
And I'm busy. Trust me, at the house, I have so much work to do. And I stop what I'm doing to run around and get ready. And just like Dave Dawkins, what he does behind the scenes, people have no idea. And like JR said, he'd be lost without Dave. And people don't realize what Dave does. And I do, because there's a lot of work.
Yep.
You don't just show up on race day and say it's ready to go, you know?
Yep.
Oh my gosh. I wouldn't even want to be in Dave's shoes. So anyway, guys, here it is. 470. Okay. We got Wichita Dyno, Chris Lovett. And that guy has been such a big supporter. He loves racing. He has a dyno shop that hooks to the axles. It don't work off your tires. It works on the axles. So there's no slippage or nothing. And I'll tell you this, my own personal, and Steve can say too, I brought the Chevy 2 there, spraying and everything. We got that thing tuned up. When I flip the switch and everything's supposed to do what it's supposed to do, I don't worry about anything to do with my motor because we know what it's going to do.
I wouldn't either with a 470 and a 6.
Huh?
I wouldn't either.
Well,
Running
no,
470
but
and a
what I'm
6.
saying, if the fuel pump doesn't work, I mean, that ain't Chris's fault, but I know the settings and the fuel mixture and everything's right. When I flip the switch and the fuel pump and everything does its job like it's supposed to, that car will do what it's supposed to do.
Yep.
And tonight, I can tell you right now, I ran a 470 last night. So if it does what it does tonight and I lose, it's because of me.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got to go home and slap myself in the mirror. You know what I mean? Around a little bit. Because when you don't show up on race day, you might as well not race. Why be there? But anyway, okay. And then we got stall racing, which I work on rear ends and everything. I mean, I do everything. It's just crazy. So now this one's a big contributor too, is AutoSmart. Scott Baruth in Wichita. If you guys see an AutoSmart place, Scott loves racing, and I have a good feeling Scott's going to get a car. He needs to, because
That'd be awesome.
he's out there. He was walking around last night with his family and everything, and I waved at him, and Scott was a contributor. He said, Bobby, if that 470, 580 class, get with me on the next race, and I will tell you this. We have called him. He wanted to give me some money, quite a bit of money up front. I said, no, Scott, let's go this race and half next race, because I'm easy. I don't want to just take the sponsors all their money. I want to be easy on them too, because they got to make it too. And Scott, he gave us a very good contributed for the money or in our classes. And can't say enough about Scott. He's came forward and did his job.
And he told me yesterday that he has invested in a real nice brand new alignment machine. So anything you need as far as alignments and things like that.
Right. Well, he loves drag racing. I told him, I said, Scott, when are you going to get in this 470 class? Because, man, I love to see people that love racing get out there and have fun. You know what I'm saying? All right. This is Ewert's Excavating. Me and him go to the lake a lot. He loves racing too. Hopefully he comes out tonight if it ain't too hot. But I called Jim. He owns the excavating business out of Augusta. And if you need anything, putting some pipes in or anything, he's a very good guy. And he called me, and he was going to McPherson. He met me up on the highway and gave me a check. And that was very, overboard there. So that was nice. I didn't have to go chase him down, So then we got Midwest Gillette. Ken, he builds transmissions, and I a lot of newer ones, older ones, what have you. Very honest man. And Ken's been doing a lot of my transmissions for cars for my customers. And man, I have to tell you a story. One time he did a transmission that he did the whole work and thought he could turn it around, and the thing, I guess it ran low on oil and it still made noise. And he went and got me another one, had to do the labor all over and didn't charge me no more. He just
Really?
charged me the difference
Nice,
between
man.
the trannies. So he said, Bob, I can't let you have it. And he said, I thought I could turn it around. He didn't. And I have to say, Ken, that was overboard there. He just wanted a little bit of difference for the newer tranny. And he did the labor and everything for nothing.
Very
so
cool.
I felt bad, honestly. And it was just what it was. So
Yep.
that you work with people like that, that's the kind of people you want to work with. Warren's Automotive, he does a lot of things over there. Warren's a racer. We talked about him. He's been around a long time, drag racing, very good racer. And he's in Keachai. He's in Keachai, Kansas.
Okay. Automatic,
Morgan, Fusca. He owns a business out south of town by the McDonald's out there on, what's that, Hydraulic 2?
There's a Broadway.
No. It's hydraulic. You get off the interstate over by Cornejo.
Yeah.
By their McDonald's there. But Morgan, he calls me and tells me, Bobby, I got money for you. Last race, I did not contact him. We really didn't need that money because we had plenty. And he called me up and chewed me out. How come you didn't call me? Yeah. So guess what? I called him this time. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to leave him out this time. And then we got Bill's built. I got a blue Camaro that I'm redoing, a 69 Camaro. I took it to Bobby over at Bill's built. And they 4-linked it, put the bars in it, and now Gary's putting a sealer on it right now. And, man, it's going to be a beautiful car when it's done.
What is it again?
It's a 69 Camaro.
69 Camaro?
Yeah, and it's going to have that electric blue on it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's going to be beautiful when we're done with that. But anyway, he's out of Park City, Bill's built. So,
anyway, Joe Fletcher, always nice to watch the show, Phil. Bobby and Steve, you all bring some inspiration to the racing world.
Hi, Joey.
Hey, Joe. He's our buddy.
I hear you. So anyway, there's all the sponsors, everybody heading it up and everything else too. Let's get the phones ringing. 316-462-3673. Anything in your car, or if you want to talk to these two guys about what's going on at Kansas International Dragway tonight, anything in the automobile world, you get this great price package by it over $130. Hey, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, see, here's the car. Where we're at. Oh, yeah, there's the car we're working on. And that's the one Bobby Bills did. And then now it's in sealer right there. Gary Stevens is working on that as we speak.
Really?
And that is going to be a beautiful car.
Be ready to go tonight, right?
Oh, I don't know about that. I got so many irons in fire. Okay, and then this is the color we're going to paint it. Pretty close. Let me see this one right here.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, that looks really nice.
That color right there with white, it'll be a Yenko look. Because how many Yenko cars you look like, out there? So it's gonna be beautiful when it's done. And then Dave's gonna come over to the shop and he's gonna update the video on the KID photos. So we're gonna update that. But
very nice. Very nice. So anyway, it's going to be exciting time out at Kansas International Dragway tonight. Be there by 4 or 5 o'clock to see that. Or if you want to see the qualifying, be there by 3, right?
Yeah.
Yes. And who said I was sleeping? Was that Joe?
No, it wasn't Joe.
It wasn't Joe.
So it's going to bother him all day.
Yeah.
Don't tell him because it'll keep his mind going. He won't fall asleep. He's not as perky as he usually is. He used to see him bouncing off the walls. And
oh, hey.
What time did you go to bed last night? That's what I want to know.
Oh, I got home. I beat Mama to bed. She was doing things, and I said, Jen, I'm exhausted. I took a shower, and I went to bed, and I slept in. I ain't kidding you. I called Steve. I got up about
8:15.
Yeah, 8:10. And then I had to be here, and I'm thinking, oh, my gosh, I got to be rolling. So I slept pretty good last night.
Did you? You still didn't answer the question, though.
When did you go to bed?
Oh, it was probably about 12:30.
Yeah, that's when I.
Oh, well, you got plenty of sleep. You got it, man.
I know, but I was short of sleep before that. I was tired.
You just need a couple hours a night, don't you?
No, I used to, but not anymore.
You know what they say? Millionaires don't sleep more than 6 hours a night.
There you go.
Oh, get out of here. That ain't me. I mowed the grass yesterday, and I ran around with my head cut off and everything else. So anyway, I got an issue with the copper tone. We was in the water box last night, and my oil pressure started dropping, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, what's going on? And then I have a red light comes on, so I shut it. So anyway, and then I talked to Warren this morning. He said, Bob, check that filter because I've had one do that collapses inside and then it restricts your oil. oil filter. So, man, I hope that's it. I'm sure it is. I'm pretty sure it is.
It's a good question. How often do you change your oil in your drag cars?
Probably not enough.
Yeah.
Once a year, maybe.
What?
Really?
Yeah.
We don't race that lot.
But we're only seeing 4, 5, 6 races a year.
Yeah.
Now the guys like Warren and those guys,
they race all the time.
They're probably changing it every couple 2 or 3 months.
But out of 4 or 5 races a year, I mean, you got to take them out and practice and all that.
No, once they're dialed in, we don't touch them.
We barely have time to make it out on race day.
Yeah.
No kidding. We got other things going
Man, that's
on.
cheap insurance.
I know, but hey, when I pull the Chevy 2 up there, I don't honestly. I look it over and I go back to the track. I don't mess with it until the next race. I leave it in the trailer. It just stays in its home. I clean it up, and
Same here.
It's
because
I got other things going on.
You got this guy building them, and you got Daryl Palmer doing the machine work on them. You don't have to worry about them.
Well, like I said, if your equipment works like it's supposed to, and you're only whatever the parts are, let's say you're only as what's the word I say, Steve?
You're always at the mercy of the parts.
Yeah, so the parts do their job, we'll do ours. And
yeah, last night when he came in, I was coming back around, and he was coming up there, and he got out of the car, and of course we both can't see, so we're doing this, trying to look at the ticket, and we saw that 470 with it. I knew he ran a 470. I didn't know it was a 6. And I got up there and he got out of the car and I said, "We're not touching anything.
Yeah.
Don't even change a spark plug. Put it back in the trailer."
Right.
So, I mean, we ought to pull that thing out today. And, humidity and the water drains and things.
Do you adjust the cars much for weather?
We really don't. During the day when we're running and it's so hot out, we're just running to run. Because we know the temperatures are going to change. Like last night, it got around 9:30, 10 o'clock when we made our first runs down there, and it was nice. Today will be a little bit different. The winds are blowing. It wasn't blowing last night.
Track might not hook because of heat.
Yeah. So, we really won't say we need to make any adjustments on anything, and probably until that last pass to kind of see where we're at, because 2 hours after that last pass at 4 o'clock, we'll be real close on what we need. It'll change a little bit. It's not going to change that much. And when the sun starts going down, you get,
that's
the
when
cooler
it comes
temperatures.
around.
That's where with
the
cars
motors start liking that.
Oh yeah, they love that cool air. But
So
what about, are you guys on a prep track or not prep?
Prep.
No, it's
You are
prep.
prep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I won't feel I'll never race on a non-prep track. My Chevy
Really?
2 had been gone.
Yeah, these cars
Oh,
are too
my.
expensive. I mean, to rebuild one. I mean, it's great to see these guys, that have a ton of money that can do that stuff, put their car into the wall and have it rebuilt the next week. But
To me,
I would never do it because and this is just me. I appreciate my time, effort, labor, money that I've put into these things.
I will tell you, when we went out and tested the Mustang that very first time, we had one lane was prep, one wasn't. And, that on that prep track, it's a lot easier to drive. But boy, on that non-prep track, even with that 12-second car, I mean, I was still having to drive the car. I mean, you had
anything, like I said, especially when you got more power, guys, and you see this on Street Outlaws. They went down them streets many times, and then one time their car's gone.
Yeah.
And
So what?
I couldn't afford to do that.
Do you guys just race the 8th then? Do you race
Yeah.
it? Do you race the quarter ever?
No, we used to
to.
race the quarter, and then they changed it to the 8th. And what I do like about the 8th, Phil, is the underdog. If he ain't on his, if he's on his game and the other guy isn't, he's a little faster, you can beat him.
You got a better chance of what you're saying.
Yeah,
The underdog's got a better chance.
You only got an 8th mile to make it up, and the
It goes
underdog can actually beat the guy that's on his game if he snoozes at the light.
Yeah.
Quarter mile, you got that much more room to catch the guy.
Yeah. So then, I don't remember what your speed was at your 8th mile last night in that
148.
140. Yeah. So then, what are you doing if you ran it? If you did run it in a quarter, what would you run?
Oh, that card ran over around 180.
Yeah. So, you just think of the safety factor right there. And I mean, it's kind of like when we were talking to the Wichita Police Department about doing this. They were all a little worried about it and everything about that. I said, guys, you're not going to get over 70 mile an hour.
Right.
And they didn't. I think it was 67, 68, 69 mile an hour. They did. But think about that, how much safety factor that is too.
That's the whole purpose of why they're going to the shorter track is for the safety factor. To be honest with you. Can you imagine how fast the big boys would be running if they actually ran the quarter?
It'd be flying. It'd be an airplane.
I mean, they're already doing 330 miles an hour on the 1,000 foot.
Where's that 1,000 foot? Where's that equal into the 8th mile?
Right between the 8th and the quarter.
It's in between, right there.
Mhm. It's the next one right before the finish line.
You got 660 and 1320,
And
and that's right
12.
at 1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1320, yeah.
Yeah, it's just I've probably said it many times. I still was in Topeka up there. This would have been early 90s, and the funny cars hit 300 mile an hour, and everybody was freaking out, thought the timers were off and all that kind of stuff. But that was the first place they ran
Yeah.
300
Yep.
and everything, and they were going crazy.
Yep.
up there
But
for that deal.
they did that for safety because the technology today, they got regular cars doing what the NHRA funny cars did back in the early day, Phil.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? These are street cars.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you got to start cutting her down somewhere so people ain't dying in the crash. And it is. You run 150 mile an hour in the 8th. And then they got the pro mods. Heck, they're running 180 to what in the 8th? I mean,
Yeah, Nick Roberts thinks his car is going to do 200 that he's building.
really?
Yes.
Yeah, and it can. These guys
Yeah,
are crazy.
Well, then we'll probably have to put a diaper on Nick instead of the car. Yeah, I
Instead
mean,
of
he's
car.
got a new set. It's a beautiful car.
Yeah, he
Put a lot of work into it.
Wow.
But yeah, it's a nice piece. I did want to say something so everybody's clear on this tonight too. The 7.0 and the 580 index classes, same rules go. Instant green, no throttle stops. You can use your trans brake. No.
Hey,
no
do a little
delay
bit.
boxes.
You know, we all know what these words are, but
Okay.
for the listeners, talk about a throttle stop. What's
Okay.
that do? So the listeners kind of understand what we're talking when we say throttle stop.
If you've ever been to a race or not, what happens, you can run a throttle stop on the front end or you can run it on the big end. And the easiest way to tell if somebody's doing that, these dragsters, you know, the long cars, that's easier to hear them because they'll either start out screaming and then it'll throttle it back. So what it is a piece of equipment that only allows you to put so much power into the car, so much feed off the gas and different variables.
Is it an electronic piece?
You can have manual pieces.
Okay.
They make some. Dettenberg makes some. I have one. I don't run it on my car, but I had one when I bought my car. So what it does is once they start racing, they dial it in. They can adjust those throttle stops back. Even though their cars may be faster than a 470 or a 580, they can dial it back to where they hit that number. We're doing it straight off of just regular motor with dialing in a little bit of nitrous. We're not stopping anything. We're trying to figure out where we need to be.
Right.
That's not an exact science. A throttle stop is a little bit different. I mean, you're basically taking something and controlling how much power that you're putting into it.
Okay, so that's the throttle stop, and then
Right.
let's go to the trans brake. Let's tell the listeners
A
kind of what
trans brake, like back in the old day, if you wanted to power brake your car and burn the tires off, you put one foot on the brake and one on the gas. Well, what the newer innovations allow us to do now is when we pull up, we set the brake, we push a button down, and basically that puts the car in between, in a neutral state between first gear and reverse. So when you come up, you can push that down. Now we allow those.
You do allow
So
the
you can't be on a
brake.
trans brake. The trans brake's down. You put the car pedal to the floor, and then when the light turns green, you take off, and the car just shoots out of the hole. We allow that. We don't allow delay boxes. A delay box is, you know, a piece about like this in here where you can dial in. So if you know that you're typically going to red light on a light when you come off, you can delay that box by. So when I let off that button, it's going to put anywhere
Adds a little
from-
more time on it.
yeah, 1/10 or 100th or whatever you want to put in there as a delay. That kind of gives you the assurance that when you
So
let
you don't
off,
red light.
so you don't red light.
So you do allow that one, or you do not allow
We
it?
do not.
No.
We do not. So
So this is all driver tonight, Scott. That's what I'm trying to get
Yeah.
the listeners to understand. This is all driver. You got to
Right.
have the talent to drive. You got to get on the light right.
right.
We want old school. We want to have the days that people just get out there and race, and
Yeah.
your talent comes from you.
Exactly.
in
you
our
know.
in our classes, where I was going to go with that, the 7.0 and the 580, we do chip draw. So that means our racers that we have in these two classes, we're going to go up to the tower. We'll again run the rules, tell them what's going on, and then we have a bucket that has numbers in it, and then everybody pulls from the bucket, and it'll be designated. I think it's red is the right hand lane,
Yeah.
and the other one is not. So if me and Bob were to go up there and we both draw one and a red, he's got the right lane, and we're racing each other.
So you don't pick your lane; you draw for your lane.
Right.
Right.
It's all by luck. I mean,
Yeah.
there's nothing set. The reason why I'm explaining that and saying that is because 470, Bob's going to allow them to tell him what they want to do. And that means if they want to draw out of the bucket, they can. If they want to set a tree up, and a tree is just like a bracket, like a basketball bracket. And I guarantee you, since Warren and Mike know what Bobby twisted off last night, they'll probably want to run a tree. Or I mean, they're no probably
Run
going
a
to
chip.
run a chip because they know that he's
Oh.
qualifier. So your top qualifier always gets the buy. So that
If there's an odd number,
odd number,
of
you get a buy,
cars,
right.
the
So-
number one qualifier gets the buy.
and the buy is basically the number one guy gets to not race the first race. He lets the other racers race and get rid of some of the slower.
Does he still got to go down the track?
No, not on ours. We don't even say break the beam or anything like that. You can if you want to, but
What we usually do, we do it for the fans. I'll pull up there and I'll put a pass on just to make sure I got the car. I mean, because they want to see it too. Even though I'm not racing on, they like to see the car run. So a lot of times I picture myself as being up in the stands where they want to see it. So I get up there and tranny brake and let it rip, and then I assure what that car is going to do. It's a free pass.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and the spectators like to see it too. So, instead of me not going. So it's up to my prerogative what I want to do.
we had a guy last night in the 580 class that didn't have any wheelie bars on. It was a Vegas station wagon. He put that thing on the rear bumper.
Oh, he did.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh, that red one?
Yeah, that red and
Oh,
black
he
one.
was behind me.
Yeah, I forget his name. He's been out the track for years.
Use the rear bumper for a wheelie bar.
Yeah, he
That's a station wagon. Yeah, like
Vega wagon. He put
wow.
that thing on the bumper. I mean, I didn't see it myself, but I saw lights go up, but I didn't see the ride out. But the fans that were there, I mean, they were all cheering, and it was it was pretty spectacular. I mean, you never want to really try to get them that high, but things happen, and it's kind of like boxing. You just wait around for somebody to get knocked out, and that's the knockout punch when they put them on the bumper.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was exciting. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm ready today. I'm usually tired. I'm
Steve's
ready
fired
today.
up.
I'm ready.
Bobby needs to go take a nap.
I'll be fired up. I'm just relaxed.
Relax. I didn't know you ever got fired up.
Oh my! If I get fired up, it's hard for me to slow down.
And we got a new car. Bought a car from a guy here in town, or well, not in town, but around, and we're gonna bring it out. Everybody knows it's a split window 63 Corvette.
I'm gonna show it.
It's immaculate. I bought it from Randy Stedham. Little under 200,000. So if you need Randy's money, go and get it. No, I'm kidding. But,
Here's the car.
Oh, that is pretty.
you got to put it up there. But we're going to.
That's the car. It's going to be a part of the Stall Racing team next year.
Yep.
And when we come out, the 470 class.
Who's driving that one?
Steve. That's gorgeous car. We come out with the 470 class, and me and Baker draw the same chip. That's going to be exciting for the fans.
So what's it got for a motor and all that good stuff?
We got to put a motor in. He bought it just the roller.
Oh, just a roll. You got to get a motor together.
We already got the motor. We're changing it from a blower setup.
Yeah, we got
We're
So
gonna-
it looked like I had a blower on it in that picture.
Yeah, we're going to take
Yeah.
it off, and I've got a 632 that we're going to put in it.
And here it is right there. He'll probably run 470 without nitrous. That
So-
car's so light. It's 11-degree motor. That's a $45,000 motor. If you
Is that all?
build it. That's it. Crazy, but
Still making payments.
that's going right. That's going in the Corvette, so that's going to be another 470 car next year.
Yep. And then Randy, the guy I bought the car from, he bought another 63 split Corvette out of Florida. He's hopefully going to be working on that over the winter, and he'll join us in the 470 class. So,
What made you pick 470 or what or
well,
580?
go ahead. That's your deal.
Well, 470, be honest with you, if you got a door slammer that puts a 470 down, that's an exciting run. I mean, there ain't a lot of door slammers can actually do that. I mean, it's fast.
Yeah.
Dragsters do that. You know what I'm saying? And this is a door slammer doing it. And be honest with you, I don't know how we got that number.
Well,
I
think the
why
way
not? I guess like I'm saying 470. Why not a 46 or a 48 or?
well,
I
the
don't
reason why
really
is
know.
the 470, I said 470 is because
I know how we got it.
because we said, anything faster than like a
That's right.
470, it starts to get into some pretty steep money. I mean, for every, tenth
of a second. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a serious amount of money. And see, we always ran the door slammer class in Bob's car, or he did,
It was
and-
running 460.
and it was running 460s. So we figured most of the cars that are in there are going to fall in. They had the pro mods. Well, we weren't fast enough for that.
Mhm.
Well, and then we would take the Fast 8, and then they would have a secondary class, which means we would still have to race pro mods, guys with 700 cubic inch motors. So what we did is, we said, hey, small tire, big tire, doesn't matter. There's a lot of guys in the 275 class. There's a lot of guys in the big tire class.
Them guys can run it too.
Yeah, they can get in there. They can run that, that 470. They're used to running 450s, 460s, 470, 480s. it makes it to where a guy that, you know, can get in and not have to spend tens of thousands of dollars to get into the racing spectrum and run. And like you said, it's not a pro mod, it's not a top fuel dragster, but it is an exciting race. I mean, it really is.
Okay, so then how'd you come over the 580?
580 is kind of this same thing. We kind of really we took that from somebody else. Tulsa runs a 580 class, so we said, you know,
okay.
And when we just kind of wanted to put that out there as it's similar, so we weren't reinventing the wheel. We just come back and say, hey, if they run a 580, we can do the same thing and offer it here to you guys. Because the hardest thing is to do is once you get your car set up for a certain race category, you don't want to have to go back and retouch it and do this and that, because that's what we were going to do with the white Camaro. Is we're going to run 580 and then we're going to turn our nitrous kit on to run the 470. Well, that's a heck of a lot of abuse on one car. So that's why I went out and bought the Corvettes. The Vet's going to the 470. The white car will be 580.
Jump out of one.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of abuse on the driver.
Yeah.
I mean, jumping out of one, jumping in another. And
way cheaper to abuse the driver than it is the car.
Trust me. I mean, you got to get your head in the game because every car works a little different.
Yeah. And we're kind of the same. Everybody else might be a little bit different, but we got a crew that takes care of us. We got Tony and we got Jimbo and we got John and Braxton. And our thing is, and you know, by no means are we big headed or anything like that. We're pretty humble. And Mike Seacrest comes up tonight and last night said, well, I wish I could have a crew like that. And I said,
professional driver.
I said,
crew.
We're just big dummies. We let them take care of it. We just get in the car and run. We don't want to have to worry about that.
I said, Mike, you're a good driver. You don't need a crew. You're the best driver. See, I got to focus on driving, so I ain't got time to mess with my car. So we're messing with that.
But we appreciate our crew. You know, they take care of us.
And they enjoy it.
They
feed
love
us being out there and
keep us happy and make sure that we're doing what we're supposed to do, because we'll be visiting with people the whole entire day and it'll be like, it's time to go. And we're like, oh, we didn't do nothing. We got you. Get in the car and go.
Yeah, our stuff's ready to go. We just got to put our jacket on and get her done.
Yeah.
So the other thing that you talked about was the light. You're doing instant green.
Yeah, instant green.
So
yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. Instant green. Basically, you have the lights when you stage up. You have the upper bulb and then the lower bulb you stage in. And then on the 7.0 and the 580, that means once that bottom bulb's on, you better be on your two-step ready to rock and roll, because the guy that's running the light is going to drop it. And boom.
You better be on your tranny brake.
Yeah, there's no yellow, green. It's just green.
Right, right. And so when that light turns green, you better be ready, because that's what Bob was talking about. I was running against cars the last race that were twice as fast as my car, but I was killing them out of the hole. I was treeing them, and I took off on them, and I beat them, and I got the stripe on them. Because they're used to either regular lights where they drop like you're talking about, Phil, or Pro Trees, and that's what the 470 runs, a Pro Tree.
Yeah, we run a
410 Pro Tree. So that
again, what's a Pro Tree, so that listeners understand?
Pro Tree, you pull in both yellows on, and then you have a yellow. All the lights come on yellow, and you have a 0.4 of a second
before it
turns green.
Okay.
So
and people run delay boxes on that.
Yeah, and so what you're running here, you get both your staging lights. What's the delay after the second staging?
You never
light?
know.
There ain't one.
The guy at the tower or in the box
lets
is
go the
doing
button
it.
and it turns green.
So
you could have 1/10 of a second, or he can sit there for a minute and a half.
So you really want to be the guy that's staged first, or do you have a preference there?
You better be ready.
Yeah, he did that I forgot to tell you about that. He dropped both bulbs on last night, and it kind of shook me. I wasn't ready. So
you just run right up there.
That's the mental game, right?
Yeah, it is. I mean, when you get up there, when somebody double lights you real quick, you've got 7 seconds to get in. And when you're in the car, 7 seconds feels fast.
Well, you do have to turn your top bulb on. Once you turn your top bulb on, you got to turn the ground on.
Because you got to roll in, and then you got to hit that trans brake and get it to the ground at the same time.
You can take your time getting into this first bulb.
Yeah.
So if you need to regroup, think about it. Pull your top bulb on, then you better be pulling in.
Yeah.
So do you have a preference one way or the other to be that guy that's there? Or
I like it. Doesn't I like usually 1, 1, 1, 1. But
Yeah.
Well, that's courtesy stage, but sometimes if you go too far, you got both bulbs on. I ain't going to back out.
Yeah.
You know, it's your turn now. And like if I go in, I try to courtesy stage, but if you're the last one to get your bulb on, you have got to be able to hit that tranny brake and go to the floor.
Yeah.
Because you got to be focused. But see, if you're already in, you watch the other guy go in, you got to focus back on your bulb too. So, you know, you got your mind on him, and then you got to, it's
fun.
It's got to be on top of it. But it is. It's a mind game. And then you got people up there that they drag their feet, and here you're sitting there wanting with the top bulb on, you're waiting for them to pull their bulb on. When they do that, I just go ahead and pull mine on.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
You got coolant in your cars? You have coolant?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
we got-
'Cause some of you guys don't even run coolant.
Well, now we
Real
don't have
water.
antifreeze. We
Water.
have water.
you have water.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
Coolant's
yeah,
antifreeze?
No.
No, you cannot run antifreeze because antifreeze is worse than oil.
Yeah.
It's harder than
Slick.
heck to get
Yeah.
on the track.
If it goes down, it's worse to clean up than oil.
That's why they tell the guys, like when they have them out there for the test and tune and the what do you call it? The not midnight grudge, but when all the kids come out and everything, they tell them to turn off their air conditioners.
Yeah.
Water dripping on the track, things like that. And the tech guys out there are really good. They'll check that stuff over, make sure there's no leaks or anything. And it's not really such a big deal for them, but when you get these high-powered cars out there, it doesn't take much for these tires to grab something and just break it loose.
Yeah.
You know?
And so do you practice this light situation and it's say every light going down Ridge Road or
No, I actually have a practice tree at home.
Oh, do you
Well,
if
see,
you-
he does what I honestly, I don't even think about lights till I go to the races, and then I'll go stand behind the starting line and I'll just watch the lights. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And then when I see, I go. You know, I'm doing that to myself. And then I go, and then when I see go, you know, I'm doing that myself. So when I get up there, I'm back in the game.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't race near as much as Warren and Mike Seacrest. I mean, I'm really a part-timer.
Brad Kaufman, those
If
guys,
that, I
those guys
probably
are on it. I mean,
I
these guys
just
cut
kind of go
lights.
out and for the fun of it. But I do know if you don't show up on race day,
it's a
why-
mental deal.
yes,
For sure.
it's a
Yeah.
mental
Yeah,
deal.
they get mad at. Not I say mad. They get a little bit frustrated that we run 4 or 5 races a year, and Bobby can come out there and cut a 20 light on them, and they doing this thing, 2 or 3 times, or well, at least a couple times a month.
I don't know what I got, but I just got to get into the groove, and that's probably why I've been halfway decent racers, because I've been on the game. But I do know if you don't, you could have your car ready, and if you don't leave, guys,
Yeah, it's
go
over.
put it in the trailer.
Go put it in the trailer.
I mean, that is, and then you got to spank yourself.
Yeah,
Now,
'cause it's
if
all
you're
you.
racing and you cut a good light and the car don't do its job, hey, that's another thing. But if you go up there and your car, like I said, my car ran a 470 on the main last night, and I get up there and let's say I cut a 1-2 second light. I mean, come on. My car needs to slap me, Hey, I was there, buddy. So it's all good.
Yep.
Got
exactly.
anybody?
No, we're pretty good right now. So
Okay.
let's you guys need to run through your sponsors. real
Yeah,
quick.
we
We're
got
out
to
of
talk
time.
about our sponsors, Baker. We got to talk about our sponsors.
Run through them one more time, and everybody.
ahead. I
Kansas
started first
International
last night.
Dragway, you need to be there today at 3 o'clock to watch qualifying, or if not, be there by 5. $15 to get in, right?
Yes, sir.
Did I say that right? 12 and under free.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so and this rattle these sponsors off one more time and thank those guys for everything they do.
Oh my gosh,
keep
I
you
can't
going.
thank him enough. But guys, at the races tonight, come bring your family, sit in the bleachers, enjoy the evening. Once the sun goes down, it goes off in the west there. It's behind the bleachers, and it's really nice out there. It really is.
Well, we're supposed to have 20-mile-an-hour winds today, so it'll be a lot cooler than it. I mean,
Is it going to be that windy?
They said it's supposed to kick up to around 20 today, so
Oh, wow.
we'll get a good
Okay.
tailwind.
Yeah.
Keep the smoke out of the car.
Yeah.
But
Okay, I'm going to go through you want to go 580 first?
yeah,
or you want me to
that's fine. I'll
let's
go.
down?
We'll do the again 70 and 580 class. Acme Dock Specialist. That's me. CJ's Automotive and Tire. Dave Norman out of Newton. Mario Williams here in Wichita. Clear Direction. Again, any addiction.
And I hope Mario shows up.
I do too.
His dad passed here a while back, and he's been taking a lot of vacations. And Mario really likes drag racing. He needs to come out and get out and just do some funness. Just go out and have. I know he's been having fun traveling, but I'm talking dragging. I mean,
Yeah.
get her done. So
Well, I know Mario. He's got the boys in the basketball and stuff too, so it's kind of hard for him sometimes. But yeah, come on, Mario, come out one time this year. Next one, trucking, Kenyatta. Again, thanks for everything you do, Kenyatta. Valley Center, Sonic, Rick Bernard. They're out of Newton. Like Bobby said, he owns several of those Sonics. I know that certain times during the day they have those happy hours.
Yes.
Go over and get you a frozen slushy.
sometimes you can't even find a parking place.
Yep. Route 44 and big deals there. So Partridge Roofing, Paul Partridge there out of Newton. Again, storm comes through or you're got an aging roof or anything like that, give Paul a call. If you can't
Him and
find
his son. Yep.
him and his boy,
Let's get it done.
if you can't find his phone number for some reason, give Bobby a shout. Stall Racing's all over in the phone book and on the internet. Mel Hambelton Ford, Phil and Lisa. Again, Nightingale, thank you for everything you guys do.
Very welcome.
On Target Automotive, that's Don and Wade here in Wichita.
And that's a new sponsor. Very blessed to have them on board.
Thank you, Don. Thank you, Wade. Appreciate it. And hopefully we'll look forward to some more fun, exciting activities next year.
Yeah, I'm excited, Steve, to get your car out there because when me and you first, I mean, you know it's going to happen. We draw chips against each other. He ain't my friend no more.
We're buddies, but we're not friends until those cars are shut off and we're back in the trailer.
I said, we pull up that line, Baker. We not friends. So, you know, we do have a good time. So, no, Baker's my friend all the time, but we just talk crazy. But, okay, this is that 7-0. I want to tell, too, on the 7-0 class, you guys need to thank Kenyatta because Kenyatta, he came to me and he said, Bob, we need to put a 7-0 class together. And so when I'm kind of the guy that I try to please everybody. If everybody's happy, I'm happy. If, you know, and I try to make it a team effort instead of a Bobby and Steve effort. So anyway,
well, I think it's good to you just get more participation.
Yeah.
I mean, you got the guy that, you know, 7-0 class and to get in there, couldn't be competitive.
Right.
And we might put him in charge of the 7-0 class. Since
it'd be cool. Yeah.
Let him run that.
I mean, we're not here to take the show. We're just here to put a race together so everybody can have fun.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not the issue. We just want to have fun. So anyway, Wichita Dyno, Chris Levitt, the dyno over on Pawnee from Wichita, very good guy. Take care of you. And personal, he's very took care of me and Steve on our cars. And then Stall Racing, I'm very busy, but I'm there if you need anything. If you need to call me and ask questions, I'm there. Auto Smart, Scott Ruth, can't thank him enough. He's a busy guy too. Hopefully he'll get his own car and we'll come out and I'll be right there with him if he needs some help. Jim Ewerts out of Augusta, excavating business, super nice guy. We go to the lake together a lot and got to know him really good. Ken is a new sponsor, Midwest Gillette. He came on board and he's a joker too. He's funny and we and him get along great. So Midwest Gillette, he's over on Meridian right there by Kellogg. Warren's Automotive, Warren Blanc, good racer. Warren has his own business too and does a lot of things I wouldn't even touch. Automatic, Morgan, he works on cars himself. He likes drag racing. And then we got Bill's Built Race Cars. If you need anything built on race cars and stuff like that, Bobby will fix you up. And they do beautiful work because I got sheet metal done in this Camaro and I was really shocked.
Good.
I'm not kidding you.
You called Mario out. I remember just who I want to call out.
Who's that?
Ron Evans. Ron, if you come out tonight, I will pay your entry to race. I want that Corvette going down the track. Come on, buddy.
Ron, yeah, you know.
Beautiful Corvette, too.
It's gorgeous. It's a 63 split window Corvette, too. And he's there for the bracket race. But he's got a good car. That car runs 580.
He's a great guy. I'd like to see him if he could do it. If you need help, you need our crew, whatever, we'll help you. We'll get you in your bracket stuff, and then we'll get you in the 580 class. We like you're a good inspiration. We like having you around our organization, and we'd love to see you go down that 580 just to play with us. So.
Yeah, he's teased us about it, but he's never done it. You know, people talk, and stuff like
that. Well, those guys, like I said, their points race is coming up. They've got a couple more races, I think, before they get ready to go to Topeka. I just kind of vaguely heard Dave talking about they have an A and a B class, so they're trying to get that sorted out. I think there's a couple spots left there, so if you're wanting to get into some of that stuff, get a hold of Dave Dawkins if you're out the track tonight. Come in and holler at him and see what's going on. I think the other thing, too, is that anybody of our sponsorship or anything like that, if you come out tonight and you're one of our sponsors, you get in absolutely free. Just let them know who you're with, the Stall Racing
Right,
guys.
They got two passes.
Two passes. So bring out mom and pop or mama or one of the kids or, something like that.
We never did talk about on Ride On time.
Oh, yeah, real quick. So what we're going to do is on all the classes, just to make this quick because I know we got to go, but we're going to run the 7, the 580, and the 470. If you cut a perfect light, we will give you an extra $100.
And perfect time.
And a perfect time.
See, if mine would have been a 4.7 with a 0.0, he'd been paying me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Or
but see,
on
I
his
had
light.
a 44.7 with a 6.
Or if you take off on your light and you got a 0.000, we'll pay you another $100. So get it on both ends.
Get her done.
$200 if you get her done at one shot.
So
What do you think? Can you get it done?
Well,
Bobby?
I tried. I left a 6 on the table.
You a little late, weren't you?
Yeah. A little bit 6. But that 6 ain't nothing. I mean, that was close. Close don't matter, Steve.
Nope.
Oh, man. Okay.
This is like being in the casino. You got to be on to win.
You got to be on to win.
All right, gentlemen. Hey, thanks for hanging out with us for this hour. Always excited to have you guys here with us.
Thank you.
I want to keep these races going and everything else like that. And it's going to be a fun time out at Kansas International Drag. Everybody head out there today. 3 o'clock for qualifying, 5 o'clock to watch eliminations. Going to be a fun time at the Fall Nationals at Kansas International Drag.
Yeah, and guys, if you see us, we're on the first lane. If you guys want to come over and talk to us, come over and say hi. I mean, say you heard us on the Mel Hambelton Facebook and come say hi because we'd be more glad to talk to you.
Sounds great. Gentlemen, thanks again. Good luck. Let's see who gives the big winner. Guys,
And I'm not sleeping.
It looks like it. All right, Josh, let's get out of here, buddy.